Cool. Yo, guys, we're back. Second one today. I wanted to do one on DEVVE. DEVVE is my biggest bag. Has been for a long time, and it's for good reason. It's a super solid project, and it's performing incredibly well, holding up incredibly well over the kind of period of this cycle so far. So for anyone holding DEVVE, here's just a wee bit of a kind of update on my thoughts, kind of shorter term certainly, because we are in, a bit of a trading range at the moment, and I've been capitalising on that. And actually, while I'm at it, a big fuck you to the UK ambassadors. You're a bunch of fucking rude twats, basically. I was in there very briefly, tried to, give some chat about accumulating extra DEVVE, and was met by this fucking barrage of horseshit by utter partisan idiots who are fucking going to get wrecked going forward, probably because they're just so blinded by their own bullshit. Anyway, I don't typically do stuff like that, but they were just so rude. I just felt like, fuck you. I just made an extra 25% tokens last night, just because of this lovely wee dip, and it's not rocket science. So now we'll have more tokens for no money. Anyway, I digress because the fucking bell ends. Anyway, so yeah, we were looking initially here at a bullish pennant building on DEVVE. But, that was invalidated basically, certainly on a 4-hour closing basis. Not on a daily basis, but I'd prefer to kind of go down onto a closing basis. But you can still see we're in a kind of, in a range, it's ranging. But on the shorter terms, it's a declining range, if you like, and so we've got to respect that until that changes, So we made a high here, come down, stuck in obviously on a bigger scale, a higher low. Then we go up here and it's a bit lower. Actually, perfectly, if I clean up this chart, you can see it is respecting the old fibs. So we nailed up on a kind of, when you pull a retrace from the top to the bottom, you're looking for resistance on the way back up. That's how that works. And so it's invalidated with a break back above the 886. And if you watch my videos on Bitcoin, you'll see that Bitcoin currently it seems to be constantly wicking into the 886 on the upside and on the downside. Nevertheless, we got stopped here on the 786, came back down, and it's made a lower low here. But if we run a support fib from this low, this wick here to the high, you can see twice now it's tested the 618 at $1 and basically 8 cents. 7.9 depending on how accurate when you pull the fibs, but in this region here. So we got that same test last night. What I'm actually waiting for it is a test of $1. And you can see that on the way up, and I recall it quite one of the other points I made in the old Bell End ambassador chat is that we're going to get a pullback from a buck. No, we're not going to get a pullback from a buck. DEVVE's got $1 million straight away. Yeah, okay, of course it is. Anyway, so it took a long time to break $1. That's going to be evidently, critical or crucial structural support on higher term time frames. If we start to break below $1, which I don't think is going to happen, I think it's a solid project, as I've said, and it's my biggest bag, then things that it is going to break down. What can we do? But until that happens, I expect much higher. But what I would like is a test into this area, or at least some wicks into this area, possibly even like 90 cents, something like that. So I have got some cheeky buys down there waiting to get filled, and I'll just keep doing some things like that to accumulate my bag as much as I can. So we've got this, basically descending, narrowing fucking wedge. If you want to get into patterns, which I tend not to, I tend to stick to horizontals, price is coming down. And so we need to respect that until it changes, right? Until the trend changes or it breaks pattern to the upside. And what I'm doing is kind of following these fibs down the way. So for example, if price continues to the upside here, will it get stopped around about this red, the ones at the 618 basically, it's around about $1.52. Will it get stopped there and then come back down, and then possibly give us this little wick into the $1, which I'm kind of really hoping we'll get, and feel like it's not a bad area to retest this support before we go higher. Certainly it's going to keep ranging here, and there's nothing to make me think it's going to stop ranging until maybe they make this kind of announcement everyone's shilling about. And I tend not to base my trading on what may or may not come. It has to come from something, and I use price action for that, and I feel that's kind of kept me in good stead over the last number of years I've been trading, you know. So for anyone out there, you know, that's kind of into DEVVE, there is a good probability, I think decent, that you get a wee test of $1, so you might be able to start buying down there. I think that's a great price to be buying, you know. Yeah, it's fantastic risk reward, because if we do go at like a daily close below there, then who knows where we're going? We're going lower, you know. And but as I say, until that happens, it's the kind of bigger uptrend is intact. What I will point out is we've got a number of drives of bearish divergence on the 2-day, which is kind of backing up my idea that we're going to grind out a bit lower here until these are done. In the kind of meantime, though, we're actually building potential for hidden bullish divergence. So coming off this low here, price is up, but the RSI is breaking below this point, which is continuation or hidden bullish divergence. But yeah, just be aware that the prices are going to grind sideways here probably for the next good while, and you can make some opportunity from that, I would suggest, you know. Like if I'm suggest be a buyer. I'm suggest being a buyer. You can go ahead and trade if you want. I do, but it's slightly higher risk, you know. I've managed to make it be successful for me, but if you're not used to that, then, you know, just be a buyer, but look for good buys. And I'm suggesting to you that at some point in the next number of weeks, we probably get a test into the $1 area, and you'll be able to pick up some nice cheap DEVVE and send that to the moon, $1,000 and onwards. Alrighty, if you appreciate the video, just like and subscribe, and I'll drop whatever, you know, you maybe have a wee chart out there you want me to look at, and I'm happy to do that. Okie doke.